Well, hi Virgo, welcome to Quickie Tarot. Hey, it's time for What is My Ex Thinking? So, as you can see, we have a new format. I want you to see the cards. I want you to hear me speak. So, give me feedback if you like. Let's get started. Let's ask the universe. What are Virgo's exes thinking, please, universe? What are Virgo's exes thinking? The reason I moved the cards is so I can keep them in order in my mind. What are Virgo's exes thinking, please? Okay, 3 here. What are Virgo's exes thinking, universe? Three more on that shuffle. Please give me more cards for this reading for Virgo's universe. All right, we have our cards and more. Okay, the overall energy, Virgos, of this reading, the Empress. That's lovely energy here that we have. The Empress is a loving mother or father. They are very kind, loving, considerate, thoughtful, forgiving. There's many great qualities with this Empress. This is the overall energy of this reading. I think, I believe, and I feel like this is you, and this is how they think of you. So up here in your main energy, we have the Justice card. This is the card of Libra. But more importantly, this is the balancing of the scales. You see the scales on this. Your life was out of balance. And you got some truth and some clarity because the Justice holds that sword straight up. And you also are protecting those scales now because you put those scales back in balance, and that's the way you want it to stay. I know that because it's right next to the Knight of Swords. So through that truth and that clarity that came through that sword on the Justice here, you were able to get up the courage to rush in there and cut out a situation which must have been your ex somehow in order to balance those life scales again. So you didn't have to think too hard about it. Once you had all your truth and clarity, you rushed in and just said, this is it. I am getting back to who I am, and I am balancing my life scales. So next to the Knight of Swords, we have the Strength card. This is the card of Leo. And but more importantly, this is the card of knowing what you have to do. So that infinity symbol above the head here of the figure, that is the symbol of knowing and intuition. And so you knew, you kind of knew what you had to do. You knew you had to get the truth. And you basically already felt it in your gut, in your heart, what was going to happen. But you did it, and you did it in a kind and loving way, just like you see in the picture. the taming of the beast. So it's in a, you just did it, and you knew you had to do it. So over here we have the King of Wands. This is in both your energies. This is that staff of new beginnings. It's the staff of passion, or should I say sex. So the King of Wands here, this is more of a mature energy mentally. It's not, I don't see the Knight of Wands, which is really immature, in and out type energy. So the could be possible fire sign here involved in your reading, which would be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. More importantly, that is that staff of new beginnings, and it's also about passion. So this is in both your energies. With you, I think what you might have found out, it was mostly about passion or sex. Excuse me. Been talking a lot. Not sick, promise. So, so for you, the balancing of the scales, it was this passion. So you felt like this relationship was based on sex, sex only. And the reason I say that is that on the other side of the Empress card here, we have the Devil card. This is the card of Capricorn. Most importantly, this is toxic energy here, and probably a third-party situation. So that might have been what you rushed in to cut out. It's like, it feels like they just couldn't keep their wand in one place. That they were like double dating here, you know, seeing someone else on the side. It came to light, you rushed in, cut it out because it threw your scales off balance. But you are a lovely person. They do see you that way. And then under the King of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups. They have love for you. That's what these cards are saying. They have quite a bit of love for you. Now, whether or not they'll admit it or do anything about it, but they do. So they're thinking about handing you a cup of love, coming forward and telling you really how they feel. Let's read on. That's under the King of Wands. So they have passion and they have love, which probably surprises them too. And this love might be turning, it might have been a Knight of Wands, and it might be changing them into the King of Wands. They might be growing up a little bit, thinking more maturely. So next to the Ace of Cups, we have the Six of Cups. They think you're a soulmate. This is right under the Empress card. They're in love, I'm telling you. And they think that you are it, and they really feel like they've lost something here. I can see that that's coming up, but they do feel like that you are a soulmate. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is earth energy. This is under the Devil card. They could have some Capricorn in their chart, or Taurus, or Virgo. But more importantly than that, this is slow moving energy. So slow that it is just relentless. I mean, the energy would drive me insane. You cannot even see them move. They do admire you. They have admired you for some time, but they're moving so slow you can't see them move. See the horse? The horse is just standing still. So they spend all their time thinking and about things and not doing anything about anything. So this is part of that energy. This is why, I'll tell you, because it's under the Devil card here. So this toxic energy, that was helping to slow them way down. And they put themselves in it. But that's what happened. That's why they were acting so slow. So then we have, since the breakup here, the Four of Swords, is they have been doing some meditating. They've been doing some resting and a whole lot of thinking, kind of maybe even praying to the universe in trying to figure out what to do next. They're in it. They got the Nine of Swords here, they're actually in it, in their head. All they do is think about you. They're really beating themselves up over this whole situation because they love you. And they did something really stupid here, and they know it. They so yeah, this is how they feel right now by looking at this picture. This has to do, this is why they're in the Four of Swords too, reaching out to the universe. Both these are about being alone in bed, reaching out to the universe, being just really upset. They're really upset about this whole thing. So then we have the Two of Swords here in both your energies. Two of Swords is right next to the Devil card. This is blocking energy, not wanting to deal with this Devil energy here. And so they're taking time out. They're not dealing with the other person right now because they are, like I say, they're in it, in their heads, and you know, taking time out. So this is the energy of not wanting to see it, not wanting to deal with it, just blocking, trying to block this Devil energy. This is in both your energies. Up here, in your main energy, up here next to the Strength card, is the Ace of Pentacles. So by you rushing in, cutting out this old toxic energy here that was happening, it left you in a state where you are now secure and stable again in you, in your home, in your life. Let's see if there's any more cards that want to come out here. For Virgo, please. Any more cards for Virgo? There's one. Okay, we got a couple more cards. So we got the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So the Nine of Wands, that just tells me that this energy, because this is in both your energies here, this Nine of Wands is being at your wit's end. And that's exactly what happened. You came to your wit's end in this situation. You really felt beat up, worn out over this situation. You do not want to deal with that. You don't want to be in that state anymore. And the same with him or her. They don't want to deal with that. So that is where you're at. That's why you're blocking all this energy. You just, neither one of you want to deal with this again. We have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is truth and clarity, right with the Ace of Pentacles in your energy. This is what you have now, is that truth. Now you have that clarity. And so now you have the ability to be secure and stable. Because of that truth and clarity, you were able to rush in. That's what all this is about, to rush in and cut out that energy to put your life scales back in balance. So what they're thinking, Virgos, is that they love you and they think you're a soulmate. So that's what's going on right now. So Virgos, thank you so much for watching Quickie Tarot.